Hi Mario, how are you?
All right, yeah.
I'm doing well. Mario, just go back to the beginning. Where were you born?
Well, when I was born was Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like your father too, I think.
Yeah. So what was the name of the area or the village or?
Oh, Reggiana. That's Reggiana. That's actually that's the village, Reggiana.
Is that part of Slovenia now?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was always part of Yugoslavia straight after the war. You know,
Yeah.
we've been Italians before the war, but after the war now. You know, I always speak Slovenian home anyway. The Italian school.
Italian school when you started?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what later did you switch to Slovenian?
I didn't actually switch, I just went to work actually. After I started work when I was about 16, I went to work in a Avsenik, which is a big steel factory up there. See?
Okay.
That's on the border of Italy and Austria there. I was there for 4 years.
In what year did you come to Australia, or what year did you sort of go away from Slovenia?
I wasn't away from Slovenia. We've been refugees in Trieste, which was in Italy. You know.
Okay, what year was that one?
1950, from 1950 to 1954.
Okay, you were there for about 4 years.
Yeah, and then with 1954, because at that time in that city was English and American, they controlled that part there, you know. But then the Italians started to keep up fast. They want Americans and English out. And I was working on a black market, in a market, early in the morning, start 3 o'clock, when they used to bring the stuff into the market. And my boss was actually a very hot Italian man, you know, we Italians, we like Italy, you know. And I thought, what the hell, what I'm doing here? So I went to the immigration because I was living with my auntie. I wasn't in a refugee camp. I was from the beginning, but then. And then I went to see this on the immigration office to see if there's any immigration to go anywhere. And he said, what are you waiting for? He said, last day to die for Australia.
Oh.
Just put your name down. I said, I got a wife. Well, put your wife there and come tomorrow for medical. You know, we started to do medical, but it took about 4 days to do all the medicals. You got one thing there, one there, blood test there, you know. Anyway. And that was on the 1st of December, and on the 2nd of January we moved away from there.
So were you married?
I was married before, yeah, I was married there, just I might have been married about a year before that, because I wanted to go to Canada, and I thought, then Canada was actually wiped out. We already been booked to go to Canada on that date. We going, you know. The whole transport, they knocked it back for some reason. They told us that because the communist flag was marching in Canada or something, you know. I don't know if that was true or not, but the whole transport, because we've been all refugees, you know, from Yugoslavia Monday, you know, and they knocked this transport back, so there was nothing to go to Canada.
So what do you think was your main reason for coming to Australia?
Well, there was no future in there anyway for us as refugees, you know. We haven't got the right to work. If you work on a black market, you know, it's like that. But, you know, my wife was doing house cleaning around in the city.
That's Christina?
Yeah. So really there was no future. But in my mind was always that's why I didn't want to go before anywhere. People went to Australia 2 years before, went to Canada, I could have gone. But no, I said I stay here. I had a lot of aunties and relations in the city there, you know. My aunties, I mean my father's sisters, you know, and things like that. And I always thought that one day that border is going to open up and we're going to actually see each other again and back to sort of a normal life, you know. If that's what actually happened. But, well, at that moment there was no time to write anymore. Yeah, you know, so off we went, you know.
Music's played a very important part of your life. When did you begin playing music?
Well, music was actually, even back home where I used to work, they had brass bands there, and normally in olden days the brass bands used to play for dances in open, you know. I've only been 12 people, you know, but brass, you know.
Yep.
And when I was a little kid, I always liked that, you know. But my father never had no way to be talking to my father. He'd buy me an instrument or something like that, you know. There was no chance. And where I was working the last 4 years, they were quite good there. They had a brass band, but then people from brass band, they used to play for in the theaters, you know, trumpet or clarinets, the instruments they need, you know. And I thought I was playing the saxophones, and I always admired trumpet fellow for some reason, you know. And there was no chance. But then when we come in here, Ernest, you know, Ernest, the one I used to work for him.
Ernest Laurel?
Yeah. We talk about, you know, like to, you know, play some instruments. Oh, he said, what do you like? I said, I like the trumpet. And he said, I like the clarinet. For simple reason, we went to see a picture. Then guys used to go to pictures, you know, there was no TV then guys, you know.
In Adelaide?
Yeah, in Adelaide. And it was this Benny Goodman playing in that film. Benny Goodman was one of the best clarinet players in America. He's not alive anymore. And that's why he said, you know, I like to play the clarinet. So then me and him and that father of that Christine, Justi, they still lives in America. Srečko Bole. And me and him, we went one Saturday morning to town to see these instruments, you know, then Allen music and different places. And Srečko said, I like the accordion. I looked some trumpets and asked the salesman how much it cost and what it takes to learn, and how this and that, you know. Oh, he said, it's easy, you know. And anyway, I didn't buy anything, and he didn't actually look. That quieted down for a little while, and then one day Annie says to me again, you know, this College of Music in King William Street, I don't know if it was 51 or 61, that building's not there anymore, you know, in King William Street.
Yeah.
So actually, if you buy the instrument from there, they give you 10 free lessons. So I went there by myself.
Okay, how old would have been then?
I would have been, well, that was in probably 55. No, I would have been later. Would have been about 56, 57. And I went up to this College of Music.
So you would have been in your mid-20s, something like that?
I would have been, now when I come here I was already 22, would have been about 24, right. 25, wait a minute, I remember, that was 26 and a half when I started to first note.
Okay.
About 26 years and a half.
So the first note.
Yeah. And so it might have been at that time, 26, after 26 birthday, I went to this College of Music, they used to call it, and the trumpet, I forgot what was there now, like 50 pounds or something, I think, you know, I forgot.
Yeah.
And they give me these 10 free lessons. So I go to the first lesson, and the teacher was an Englishman, and he was doing plastering.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was a good trumpet player. He just stand in front of me, he play Santa Lucia, he play anything you want, you know, just play. He could get the top note, And
So you're saying to yourself, I want to be as good as that.
bloody hell, you know. But then he got me to play one blow and then up the sky on this. Oh, he said, I'm very impressed with you. You know, they say this thing, you'll be all right. You know? Mm-hmm. So I done these 10 free lessons, and then they send you a letter from there or something. From there, you pay so much. I forgot what was. There wasn't that much, you know. Then you pay for every 10 lessons, you know. And then I was there with this fella for not that long. And one night I was there, and he said, you know, you will get another teacher because I'm going back to England. I got enough of this country. You know, the English people at that time, a lot used to go back to England, but they come back here. But that's how he said, I got enough of it. You know, he said, I'm going back to England.
Yep.
And then come this fella from Switzerland. They sent me a letter from there. You know, they got a new teacher. He come from Switzerland, and Dr. Palusa. He's actually a Hungarian man, but he was because he was actually born in Hungary, and because his father was well up. He had some industry there or something, in Hungary, and he was well up, and I think he was the only son, and they make him to play the piano, and he was 5 years old. He said, I was crying on the piano, and the teacher came in the house, and he was big to have to learn the piano, you know. And of course, he was all classical man. And he was in Switzerland for about 9 years working in this opera house or some theater. That's how he was working there, you see. And he could play the piano all right, but he couldn't play the trumpet. And I went there and played the scale again, you know. Yes, you know, this and that. He started what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. I didn't like much of that because he wouldn't play the trumpet, you know. How the hell he could, you know, but that's how it was. And of course, a lot of students come along then, these trumpet people. Some young guys, but some older like me too, you know. And but of course, all these students, he was a classical man, Dr. Palusa, he'll be dead now. But the kids, they used to go there, he said, oh, they like to play, you know, jazzy stuff and all that sort of thing, you know, with some saxophone, with clarinets and things like that. But he wouldn't have anything this, but anyway, we carry on with him. And he was the one that he got me into, because he haven't got a try, this, that, he thought he was a bloody nobody, you know, that's what he thought, you know. So he got me to learn fitter and turning in Canterbury. We knew is a workshop there, you know, for school for students, they learned there. And in the evening, there was about 3 hours a week, one night a week, that you go there. You work on a life for an hour or two, then you go in a theory doing for, you know, that's how I started there. And you know what, the first year I passed actually the exam.
The returner?
Because it was 3 years course, you see.
Yeah.
And I passed, only just passed it.
Yeah.
The practical work was, I would say, better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I was working there in shears with metals and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
But theory, because of English, you know, theory was, I only just passed it.
Yeah. So how long did you stay there at the Adelaide College of Music? At the Adelaide College of Music? How long were you there?
I can't remember, there was actually...
Did you play some concerts there with them, with the musicians?
I played a concert in the town hall. Every year, on the end of the year, they make a concert in town hall.
That's the Adelaide Town Hall?
Adelaide Town Hall.
Yep.
They make the concerts there. I can't remember this fellow, the principal, his name now.
What, you were playing brass or?
But yeah, playing the trumpet. With this teacher, we went there with a group. Like we played different groups was there. There was a lot of accordions too, you know, but only everyone separate groups, the accordions, and because this air teacher he could play the trombone, not the trumpet. So the first concert we went there, he chose up something semi-classical stuff, you know, like that. And we played this number, he played the trombone with us, about 3 or 4 of us, and he played the trombone up on the stage, you know. You do your number, then you go off and somebody else comes on, you know. The hall was full of people, but mainly parents from the kids that didn't play on stage, you know. And I can't remember, I reckon I must have played there a bit. It was probably 3 concerts, 3 years. I've been playing there for a while. But then he got me, come down, he said to the university, down to this, what they call that hall, it's in the universities.
Union Hall?
Union Hall, yeah. He come there, he said, and he tried to push me into classical music. He even got me one day with a trumpet and about 3 other students, but they were university students, you know, clever up, and they were quite good on instruments. And going in the room with them, you know, and they try to find the other harmony, you know, this or this or this. If you play this, I play this as a harmony in this, you know.
Yeah.
To me, it was all a little bit lost there, you know.
Yeah.
But that didn't work. But anyway, I practiced there for 12 months, every Saturday morning, with the orchestra, symphony, with the junior symphony orchestra.
What time in the morning were you there?
7 o'clock.
Yeah, well.
The little kids with violins.
Yeah.
7 o'clock there, and we practiced till about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, had a bit of a break in between. Practice, violins going like bloody hell, little kids, you know. And because we practiced for 12 months, and on the end you make the concert one evening. Again, all the parents with these kids, mainly, you know, and, you know, it was a free, you didn't have to pay. But the hall was actually full, you know, and we played this concert. What I have to do in that concert, which was very interesting, I might have played 2 concerts actually with the trumpet. And the stage is here, the hall is there, and I was in a room on the side there. You didn't see the public don't see you.
Yes.
And the orchestra played, and when you come to one spot, my teacher always said, listen to that French horn. We come down and stop, that's the time you start. And of course you had to watch, I could see the conductor. The conductor was practicing too. There was young people, you know, they tried to be conductors, you know what I mean? And I listened to this French horn, and then I could see the conductor, he pointed at me, and you go ta 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 pa 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 pa, and then orchestra starts again, you know. And it was very interesting.
You were in the back room?
Yeah, in the back room.
People
couldn't see you.
Why was that?
But that was the part of music that they do it sometimes that way, you know.
Yeah.
They can hear the music. If orchestra stop, you're just by yourself.
Yeah.
You buy, I think it's about 16 bars or something, you know. And when you finish, you go pop. The orchestra starts again, you know. But then when they finish the concert, everybody gets up, you know, and clap. So I walk out of that room too, next to the orchestra, and you could see people pointing, oh, that was the bloke that played in backstage, you see. That was interesting. But then they got me bloody French horn. The French horn normally are left-handed, but this was a right-handed, some in F or something, because the French horns are in different keys, you know. And that me and this Alistair, it was there, what did you see on Channel 9, we both got this French horn. He was actually playing the trumpet with me at that time, but then we had French horns. And we practiced again this French horn for about 12, but that's a beautiful instrument, you know, no bullshit. When I come home from work, I always used to practice a bit. And I even said to my teacher and other people there, you know, when they come to, I said, when you come home from work and you're exhausted and, you know, you pick up this French horn and you play a few notes, it's like a medicine. It makes you relax. And I reckon that's true. You know, the beautiful sound, you know, that wild sound, you know. And then we practiced again this French horn, me and that Alistair. He was only a young kid. He was only about, I don't know, 16-year-old or something like that. And we play again with this symphony orchestra on the stage there in the Union Hall. And we started, first and second horn, we started to play about, I don't know, a few bars, most probably 8 bars, and then the orchestra started. It was all interesting, you know, all interesting. Actually, I always said I wouldn't mind to play in the symphony orchestra, you know. It's good fun. Again, you have to be good, really.
At that time, that particular point in time, were there other Slovenian musicians around?
What's that?
Were there other Slovenian musicians at that particular point?
Not really, no.
What about Ricardo
No.
or Victor Conestable?
Victor, I got Victor on. This teacher, this Dr. Palusa, I said I got somebody, he's interested, he wants to play, he wants to play a tuba, you know, something like that, you know, Victor. And one day I took him up to teach us play, he used to live up Magyar. And he had different instruments at home, you know. He had one of these, this tenor home, like these Slovenian musicians they used, you know, that type of thing. And he started to blow this and that. Oh, he said, I like this, you know, and I take it home. Oh, he said, because he didn't have the money to pay, you know. And he said, we have to try a bit more, I'll bring that down to College of Music, you know, and this and that. Anyway, Victor got the money, and he had a blow. Oh, he said, you can play now, because he got the money for the instrument. And that's how Victor started. And then he used to come practice with that little instrument into Union Hall up there too with me, you know. He practiced that, but that was something easier than the trumpet to play for some reason, you know. And anyway, one day they had a big concert up in Burnside Town Hall, but the big fellas, big orchestra, you know, not junior orchestra. And because there were French horns there, and I started to get problems in my ear, like I have hearing aid now, and my ear was going shh. But he said, well, because of your ear, he said, the problem, he said, well, you're not going to apply it there. But I wasn't needed, but that's the way he put it. I'm not, you know, there was French horns there, fucking about 4 or 5 of them, you know, all professionals, you know, big, you know, not junior. But they needed Victor with a tuba, big tuba, to play the first tuba, not second, first. And of course, I was really worried about that. So I went with him, and I sat next to him in the middle of the orchestra, and I had to do the counting, because sometimes you get fucking, 40, 50 bars. Count before you can fucking play. You know it, you know. And he was sitting next to me with his tuba. It wasn't his. They gave it to him. They borrowed, you know. And I said, now, Victor. And he goes. But the second tuba was next to him. he said something to him after, in between, something he didn't do right, But anyway, we got through that.
Yeah.
His big orchestra, I can play,
So that was good fun, eh?
Yeah, but I was sitting next to him, I wish I could play that horn, but I was awake up. It wasn't my ear, I could still play. It's just that there was enough French horns there, professional ones. The left-handed one, the popple thing,
So tell me about your appearance on Channel 9 with the trio.
This woman that made that show, my name is in here, I can't say. She was actually a dancing teacher, classical dancer, I think, And she had that program on for an air. They had different things on, different singers, different, and because through this Dr. Palusa, how he found out, he invited, she would like to have some instruments on there, And so we played twice.
You were playing trumpet then?
Trumpet, yes. And I got a photo is somewhere too, but well, it's only that photo, the other one is there. That was the trumpet. So we went in there, we played this once. Then we play again. That was on a Sunday afternoon on Channel 9. And
did that go?
Then Dr. Palusa, we practiced one number. He wanted to be on TV. He said, I like to play the piano with these lads, And the fellow who was in charge with that, he said, you would like to play the piano with them? He said, yes, why not? I said, anyway, he got it, He played the piano with us. Then, it must have been 4 times, because Victor, the last time Victor came with us with the fucking tuba. In there. And the woman, she was announcing the next number, and she did say, well, we got Mario here. They called me Mario, just, He's actually been here before, She just mentioned my name that that I'm here again,
Yep.
Because there in Finland, they used to watch on TV, Maria Ivan.
The goddess. Was that live television?
That was live, the master. The fellow with the camera is there, and he pointed the finger at you, you start. It's a little bit, but anyway, and we played first and second. One number was actually that he started to play, the Alistair, and then I come in after I bars or something as a second, It sounds good, actually, It sounds good. Stand there, I try to make a little bit of a smile, not to be hard-faced in there,
Do you have any recordings of that?
Nah, I wish I had. I should have more. They played there.
So when you play...
Actually, the first time we played there, it was the number na Robleku.
Slovenian song?
Yeah, Slovenian song. Because this doctor, he really liked that music. Because he didn't class that as he classed that as semi-classical stuff, polkas and that's a more classical stuff, according to him, And that was the first number we played there.
Okay.
And then we walk out of there after finish, The little kids were there because they've been dancing, because she was a dancing teacher. So that was the main thing they've been doing on there. But they put this little bit of other stuff in between, And when we walk out of there, to the back door, there are the kids. They already singing the bloody they got in their brain straight away, You could see little girls. And we played that number once at a concert in Town Hall. We played that thing.
That's at that Town Hall?
Yeah, at the Town Hall. That wasn't a yearly concert. That was something else in between. which they had really a proper band in front of the stage, you know.
Who was this concert? Who made this concert up?
They made again, there was, I think there was
this?
some mob from Adelaide Town Hall. Now, might have been something, that will be something, because what happened was, when we come to play, it was me, Maria was a Polish girl who played the accordion, and Victor, I think he played the clarinet. And so our teacher got us in to play this Robleku there. Right? But he rewrite different. Not in the same key, in a different key, you know, this is better, you know, but it wasn't. I wish they left it as it was, you know, but he wrote down in a different key, especially part for trumpet, especially part for accordion, and especially part for clarinet. So we played there 2 nights straight. And as we start to play, I could see these Polish kids like that with Polish costumes on, and they've been fucking dancing. We play on the side of the stage, and in the middle of the stage they've been dancing. They've been learning separate, not with us, but with, you know, with a tape. And they've been dancing, and we played that for 2 nights. And fucking the first night, I was nearly late. Yeah, Finland was still daylight, you know, and then I walked to the bus station.
Finland, that's where you used to live?
Yeah. I walk here there catch the bus here in front of this bloody, it's a hall there, the club.
Now it's Macedonian.
Macedonian, yeah. Well, that's where I used to, I don't think the hall was on there, but that's where I used to catch the bus.
Yep.
And fucking, nearly got there, the bus was not coming. I went in the phone box there, I called a taxi, he said he will come, not coming. Another taxi come, I jump into, stop, I jump into that, and the other comes, the taxi I called was behind, he went beep beep, I said, fucking bugger, you know. And I said to this taxi driver, could you speed up a bit? I could, I suppose, but he didn't speed. We got to the 10 hall, I walk up the steps, and there was Maria and Victor, straight into the stage. I come in the last fucking second. And Maria was saying to Victor, well, if Mario doesn't come, we won't play just the same. Victor, no, we can't go on the stage there if Mario don't come in, you know. Anyway, we made it, I made it. The next night, I made sure I got there early, you know, but...
Any other members of your family musicians?
No. Now, I got a cousin, which is my father's sister. They've been living in Trieste all the time. You know, he was born there. He can't speak Slovenian. And he is in Sydney. He is now 5 years younger than me. He's been now 76. And he come here, he was working up a railway up there on the other side of Sydney. And I wondered how he could work, because he was always, when he had this accordion in Trieste, a big white accordion. He was very little. He had to sit there on the chair and like an accordion practicing. Anyway, he got onto the stage when he got up to about, I don't know, 14, 15. They already started playing a band in the Trieste. Was in summertime they had like in a garden behind the pub. It's a garden, and they made a stage, and they actually play outside. With a bit of lights on, you know, and people sitting at the table eating and drinking, and he played there with the band. Anyway, about a few months after, when I said goodbye to him in Trieste, well, he said, I don't think we're going to see each other anymore, you know. He was only about 16, 17 that time, I might be 18. And he was always, a little boy, always in the hospital, always something wrong with him, always something wrong with him. And his mother, oh, Luciano, his name is Luciano. Oh, you have to drink this, you have to eat this. And, oh, for Christ's sake. Anyway.
What's his surname?
Well, his surname would have been, his father was actually coming from the side of Maribor, but as an Austrian. And they called themselves Drobnek. When it come to Trieste, like normally all the Italy, they change the names. Because Drobnek means small, they make him Piccoli. And he was always Piccoli surname. But when he come to, when in Sydney, he changed his name into Drobnek. And anyway, he was working on railways with fucking pigs, you know, and this and that, and fucking, he tells me often, he said, I was fucking all sunburned, dark, you know. I used to go and buy 2 hamburgers in the pub with 2 pints of beer, and he put on fucking weight, you know, and fucking, because on the boat, he was playing accordion on the boat, you see.
Oh, yeah.
And he come with the other cousin that he did, Neo Dario. They come together here. And he often tell me, oh, Luciano, he was playing before. Anyway, after that, after working on this railway for a few months, I suppose, I don't know, he finished up in this side of Sydney, what is that place? Wollongong. He finished up in Wollongong. And because I believe he did work in a steel factory there or something, you know.
Yep.
And that's where he met this wife, she Scottish, and the family were living in Wollongong, you know, they met her. But he formed up a band there in Wollongong. And he said he formed up his band, and about 5-piece band, drum himself and I don't know, the other instrument, anyway, about 5-piece band. And the first time they went to this place where they started to play, you know, people was outside waiting to come in, because them days people was looking for something like that. It wasn't much here, you know, especially, you know, some continental stuff, you know. And he said people was outside the door and waiting, and they didn't let him in, and then they opened up, they come in, and people went berserk. We started to play, he said, and he was playing the 5-piece band there. But then he finished up in Sydney with his wife, and since then that was his job, music.
Is it full-time?
Full-time. He was in a French restaurant. It's right in Sydney, there, right in the middle, for about 13 years.
How many?
13 years, every night.
13?
Well, on his own. He's got like an organ, but he plays as a piano, a little organ on top, piano and a little organ on top, singing, and he was playing there by himself. Maybe sometime for a special thing, maybe another musician with him, a guitar or something like that, you know. And for 13 years, every night, played in that restaurant.
That's a long stretch.
And you know, we've been there visiting when my brother Milan came here, and we went there to visit him. And because he said, look, you don't pay, you eat whatever you want, but you don't pay, because to me they're gonna make a little bit discount, you know. I'll pay, but his mom actually used to live there too, then. And she must probably pay half and he pay half, but they make a bit cheaper, good food or good stuff to eat. And he was playing there, you know. Even one person asked him to play a German number that we used to play here. Oh hell, he said, how would I remember that? He didn't use much music, you know. Yeah, he actually played that number by heart. He ordered it here, you know. Because people went in a restaurant like that, which was a high-class restaurant, you always got somebody that asks something, you know. And one man come there one day, he said, how would you like to play on a boat, on these boats, you know, they go around. Oh, he said, I don't know. He said, look, you play 5 nights a week, he said, only at night time, you know, and the money would be good. There's not much playing, you know, only in the evening, you know, when people eat, they actually dancing too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he thought, I don't know. He says to me, I talked to my wife and she wasn't very, because you play on a boat and then you get temptation, you know, women and things like that, and so I'll bugger up the family, you know. So he refused that, you know. He didn't want that. He had a chance to go. But then when he finished in the French restaurant, he made up like a three-piece band, and they've been playing around a lot, you know. Even for some, this Trieste club was, they call it Venezia Giulia. Venezia Giulia is part of Trieste, you know, because Italy is like, you got Venezia Giulia, you got Fulania, you got Liguria, you got this, different, you know, playing for them, and then on the end they finish playing for a Jew club, Jewish club.
Mm-hmm.
But that when he got all the three-piece band, there was him, drum and guitar, bass guitar. Because the drummer could sing very well, all the bass guitar could sing, he could sing a bit, you know, and they've been playing for this Jewish club. I went, he took me there for lunch one night. Good stuff to eat, you know, and the Jewish club was big down underneath, they had car parking. So he made himself a member so he can park the car. It was only costing about $10 a year, member, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But because this Jewish club, they sold the club only a couple of years ago now. They sold it because it was too big, members less and less. They say they're going to try to, they've been still making some dances higher in the price somewhere home.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, they feel like all the clubs, you know, all people go, you know. And so then he will play only little, he will play and most probably once a month somewhere they want him, you know, only him and the bass guitar. The drummer died actually.
Mm-hmm.
He was still not that old, but he had some cancer or something, you know. Because they've been singing a lot. The drummer was singing in 4 languages.
Oh, wow.
Italian, Spanish, English, and some other, like 4 languages, you know. And we even tried to teach, because actually he is a qualified musician, you know, he can teach. He used to go in a shop in Sydney where they sell pianos to show people how easy it is to play, you know, and this and that, you know, on the weekends, I think Sunday morning or Saturday morning or something. He done even that a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bit of money too, you know. And then he started to teach at home. He got a garage, and he had like a studio there. And of course, they used to bring these women, they would bring the kids in. But the thing is, he said, when you get a kid and you try, and you know for sure that he will never be a musician, how do you tell his mother that mother pushing, you know, oh yeah. And you can't tell your mother that he's not going to be any good, you know. So he gave that up. He said that was too stress for me, you know. Try to, you know.
So coming back to Adelaide, back in those Adelaide College of Music days, how did you start with the band work?
Well, I was working with John Shearer here at Kilkenny, and there was a Polish fella there, he dead too, poor boy now. He used to live just behind the brush company there, you know where the brush company used to be?
Mm-hmm.
Just behind there, he used to live in there.
Yep.
And he was working next to me there in the welding shop, because we talk one thing another, and because I said I played the trumpet, or maybe he started, his son played the accordion. And he said, we're going there to, there was a hall there, and it's like a club there, fucking, on the other side of Port Adelaide. And the Ziggy used to run in this band, the young kids there, you know, practice.
That's Matusiewicz-Matuszewski.
So
So you met up with Matusiewicz-Matuszewski.
So what happened in this welding shop there, Shearers, he said, my son plays the accordion and we go in there once a week, you know. I don't know which day it was, what day a week it was during the week. But it might have been Wednesday, might have been Thursday, I can't remember now. Oh, he said, bring your trumpet in, and I said, you can come home with me after work, and I pick up my boy, and we go there. Because I think the first time I went there, I didn't take the instrument. That's right, just the one to meet Paseka. I know Ziggy, because we used to go to dances up on the bloody Enfield. They used to play Enfield RSL with this Bernard, you know, there was 5-piece band, and the violin was a Bernard accordion, violin, Zygmunt on the trumpet, and Carmen, some Italian, on a fucking guitar. He couldn't fucking read music. He was a oompa, 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 oompa. And he said to me, this is major, this is minor. Bullshit. Ziggy used to write down the guitar part, because he used to arrange, Ziggy used to write music for Bernard, you see. And when we come to practice, I saw one day he showed this, he had to look at it, he go, bim, boom, bim, bim, bim. Ah, that's all right, I know this. Anyway, we went there, and because I knew Ziggy, and Ziggy said, oh, I know him. You know, we used to go to dances, you know. And I said, well, next time bring your trumpet with you, you know. So I brought a trumpet there, and there was somebody else there. There was this Andrew Foreman there with the accordion. He was only about 15 or something, but he was already a good player then, you know. And there was this fellow that I had 50, Richard Jelonek, and his brother on the violin. It was quite a big band. He was sort of practicing there. What they used to do, because on Christmas time, the people used to do, the Polish people had different schools teaching Polish, you know. One at St. Mary's, one in Enfield, one at Semaphore, one at Ottawa. And then we used to go with these bands playing Christmas carols, but Polish, sort of Polish music, more, you know. For this, they have these presents for the kids and things like that, bit of a show on stage, you know. Used to play. So I went there with the trumpet, and I started. And for a moment I was the best one, but then I got caught up with others. And then how we started playing, because wherever Bernard, Ziggy, was playing, he said, come there, he said, they used to play for the Ukrainians up in Heimar, different places, and for RSL, in RSL Hall for Polish club, you know. Because these schools, they used to make dances, so the Semaphore Parade, dances to raise the money so they can run the school. That was the reason, you know. We play a lot of Semaphore Parade. But Semaphore Parade is different now than it used to be, you know. They rebuilt that inside, I don't know. Anyway, so when they went for tea, you know, then we went up on the stage and play, you know, people clapping, oh, yeah, they're bloody good, you know, oh, yeah, they're better than Bernard, they say, you know. But Bernard was good, really, you know. And, but this Carmen was funny. Once in Enfield, we went to dance up there, because a lot of Slovenians used to follow him, you know. They go to dances, you know.
With Zygmunt?
This Bernard, they used to call Bernard band, you know.
Bernard band.
Yeah. But they used to follow because they liked the music. For summers they put his heads on, you know, anyway, for them days was good, you know. And a lot of Slovenians, they used to go to his dances, you know. And we've been up there, and when they finished playing, what happened was that Bernard went to dance once. So it was only Ziggy, violin, and guitar and drum, playing, for one dance. Then, of course, Carmen, the Italian fella, he left the guitar there, he went for have a dance, Almost probably 3 dances, whatever, they play one program, And I don't think Bernard fucking liked this. And when they finish playing, they bring the money up on the stage because he saw it there and he pay everybody there, And he said to Carmen, I'm not pay you because you've been dancing.
Oh.
Or pay you less, I think.
Right.
And this Italian bloke grabbed him by the neck. And if the women didn't run up on the, because stage was in a corner there, they ran up and pulled him away, he would have fucking killed him.
Oh.
If Bernard already had a tongue out and fucking arms falling down like that.
Oh.
Fucking hell, you're not gonna pay the Italiano. Shit. Then they had a bit of a fight, that I said, you don't want him anymore, but then you have to call him back. You couldn't do it without him. He's oompa, 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 anyway. That's all he fucking knew.
Yeah.
He used to work for the council, he had fucking old black cans on the sun. Carmen, yeah. Oh, he's telling me this is major, this is minor. You wouldn't have a clue what major or minor is. Oh dear.
So from there...
Well, from there we built up this band, and we called Polmus, That was the first.
That's Polish musicians?
Polish musicians, that's what it meant, Actually, one woman, one mother, she said, we've been there what name did we put? And this old lady came and said, why don't you call Polmus, Polish musicians? She said that. I said, you bloody sounds all right, very short, So we put on Polmus, That's how we started.
So the other guys were Polish and you were this one Slovenian,
yeah,
is that right?
That's right. Yeah. Actually, at one time, there was there in Albert Park, I think I mustn't call it Seton Park, it was Albert Park. There was a Polish fella, he was in some sort of committee that organizing dances too, for, I don't know for which one, but I think it might have been from Ottawa or no, from there, I think. Anyway, he came to us, he said, you sang, it was 7 of us, 7 or 8.
Yeah, in the group?
This group, yeah, which we didn't play for dances yet, but we've been practicing, so, Ziggy arranging music for us and this and that, And this fellow said, I'd like to try something there in Albert Park. Was a small fucking dirty place there. He wanted to try something in there to see if we could get some people in there, Anyway, yes, no, anyway, decided, yeah, well, let's try. I didn't have a car there, I was a push bike from there. And
from Finland here?
From Finland, yeah. And so what are we going to call the band? And it was 8 of us. And all Polish, I was the only one not Polish. So somebody had an idea, you know what, let's call it 7 + 1.
Oh.
And I thought they were joking. And when we went the first time there was a fucking sign on the door, 7 + 1. We went in there, we play all night, nobody come.
Oh.
It's supposed to be for youth dance, that's how they advertise, I think.
Did they forget to tell people?
Yeah. Anyway, nobody come, there was nobody there, or maybe one person or something. Next time we played there, that was on a Saturday, actually, Saturday night. There was 3 or 4 people came in, only young kids. They had a bit of a fight there. They fucking smashed my push bike up, left the push bike outside. I couldn't take it inside, you know. Then I said, just against the wall there, you know. Anyway, but the bike was still alright, but they done something. They must have been riding around outside of the bike. But he used to bring very good stuff to eat, like, you know, at 10 o'clock when you go for, you know, sandwiches with Polish or gurki and all that stuff. I didn't mind that. Anyway, there was no money. So we decided to talk to the bloke. Look, I said, forget it. It's no use, you know. Who's going to come in here? You know? And he was organizing dances up in Ukrainian hopes. But it was for Polish people. I can't remember now. You know, this fellow, you know, he had this idea that he might something work, you know, then guys was everything was new, you know. That was the worst place we ever played.
Oh, yeah.
It was by items, I don't know, some violin, some bloody, most probably 3 or 4 accordions, who knows, you know.
It's not good playing to an empty hall for 4 hours.
But it was always, you know, a lot of fucking accordions, you know, a lot of accordions, a lot of accordions. There was one fella there, his father had 11, I don't know, it was 9 or 11 kids. And this fella was playing violin. He lived next there on Lark's Bay, where that club was that we used to go on Wednesday night with. But he would play the violin, you see it flying around, and he followed the flying fly. But good talent for music, you know.
Yeah.
But then they had these scouts, Polish, they used to have these scouts, you know, once a year they went somewhere, you know. And he fell somewhere there, and because this hand didn't work anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So he couldn't play the violin anymore. He started to play the trumpet with left hand.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how far he went, you know. I haven't seen that.
So Palusa developed from those beginnings.
Yeah, well, Palusa developed from them beginnings, and then
he started playing.
Then we started to play. We put on an Inca.
So what kind of shows did you play with Palusa later on? What kind of places?
Normally we used to play for Polish people, normally, you know, Polish people. We used to play Enfield again because Bernard, he could only play in one place, but sometimes there might be 3 Polish dances in one Saturday, you know. And we used to play for Polish schools, what they say, like Semaphore. There was one that belonged to Port Edward in Semaphore. There on St. Mary's is a hall there. You might see some. There was a bank on the corner of and behind there was like a bit of a space and a hole in the middle. We played there. We play Enfield. We play for Ukrainians sometime. Through Ziggy, you know, more through Ziggy you got this stuff, you know.
Did Ziggy play with Palusa?
No. Ziggy started to play after Bernard finished, they didn't play anymore.
So at that time, was Ziggy teaching Palusa?
Oh, we still arranging music for us and sort of, you know, tell you what's good, what's not good, and this and that, you know. But I can't remember when Ziggy started to play with us because Bernard finished, that band was finished, and because Ziggy's son, Rai, he played with us too.
Guitar?
He's dead, I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I can't remember when Ziggy started to play with us. Certainly he didn't play with Palusa. Because when we started German club with Palusa in German club, the German fella, the one I tell you, that was very Hitler man.
You had to change your name, is that right?
He got us to change the name only for German club, you know.
And that reason was because...
So that we cover up we put other thing on to cover up the polvos. That's all, you know. He said, you know, he really would like to have more German music. You know, we didn't have that much, you know, German music really, you know. And of course, I don't know if he knew Ziggy or I mentioned about Ziggy to him, but Ziggy didn't like us because we break away from him, you know.
Yeah.
Paul was on his own after, we break away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And Ziggy had other bands, 2 or 3 other bands. Then, you know, he had other bands. Actually, one day I rang him and said, we need somebody, a band somewhere we can play, could you play? Oh, he said, I got all 3 bands busy. He was so happy that he could say no to me, you know, because he was angry with us, you know. Anyway, this fella, this German bloke said, could we go to Ziggy and ask he could arrange some German, Ziggy had fucking stacks of German music, you know. And because he didn't use much German music, Ziggy then, because he didn't play for German club, you know. But I knew that he's got a lot of German music, because he even brought it with him from Germany, you see. These old fucking German, they used to sing to every song you play. The whole hall was fucking singing, it was quite pleasant, you know.
Mm.
Anyway, I said, look, we are not with Ziggy, and Ziggy is angry with us. And I said, how could we go? He said, look, I'll go there, you take me there, he said, and I'll talk to him. Anyway, I said, look, let's go. So we decided one Wednesday night, I think, we decided we go there to him, where he used to live, a large by. And we stopped somewhere. He said, can we go in a pub and get some drinks for Ziggy, you know? I said, look, we're not going to take any drinks there. I knew that Ziggy would like it. He used to drink a lot, Ziggy, then days, you know, especially hard stuff, you know. But I said, look, that means that was in my mind, if we take drinks there, we're going to buy something. So I said, we're not going to buy anything, we're just going to ask him if he could do something, you know. And of course, this German wife, he come with him too. So we went up and see him, knocked the door, we go in, and of course, the women started to yap in German, and of course, Ziggy knew that he was a German. He would talk all in German with him. Nothing that I could understand.
Oh, I didn't know Ziggy spoke German.
Oh, he could speak German very well.
Because he's Polish.
But then, but he was in Germany. You see, he married a German woman.
Yeah.
He was in Germany in the camps, you know. But he married a German. He was good in German. And on the end, he forgot how to talk German.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was good in German. Anything that German fella tried to say in English, asking something, you know, so that I understand. If he could arrange something so and so, because this band is playing for us, and we really would need quite a few more German songs and things like that, because Ziggy talked in German to him. I don't know what he fucking said, because Ziggy didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And of course, Ziggy refused, and I knew it, he would refuse, you know. And then Ziggy, when he saw me, he said, look, he said, I think he's going to come back, because they like the atmosphere in my place, because his wife put up something, a bit of cakes and coffee and things like that, you know. And I think he'll be back. Because he was trying to get into the fucking German club, you see. I knew that was going to happen, but I couldn't say to that fucking, we couldn't get him any German music. And bloody hell, what do I do? And I knew as soon as I do, meet Ziggy, that Ziggy will fucking stick his nose in, for sure, no? And because he had German music, he had a chance to get in. And Ziggy says to me, he said, what would you do? He said to me, why should I give anything? I couldn't give it to you, Ben. He said, because, well, you're away from me, you know? So, what would you do? Would you give it? He asked me if I would do something in that case. So the German fella didn't get anything, you know, we didn't get any music. But then slowly, I think, because the other bloke didn't tell us much, but maybe he had contact with Ziggy, you know, because he wanted. So Ziggy, with his aura used to call it that time, you know.
The band.
Yeah. So he got into German club.
What about Titans? His other band, the other band he had, Titans.
Titans was like a White Russian, they called themselves, you know. But they used to play more for Ukrainians, White Russians, Russian club, and things like that. You know.
They more Ukrainian band, were they?
Well, it wasn't really, because this fella, the father of the drama and the guitar, her sister played guitar, and he was the Stankiewicz. He had a television repair, you know, on
Tapley's Hill Road.
Tapley's Hill Road, yeah, him, yeah. But in the early days he had a heart operation. In them days they used to cut it right back.
Oh.
Not like now.
Yeah,
They used to cut it all around. I think it was 5 hours on operation.
Oh, wow.
And that was the beginning, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
Stankiewicz, yes. The funny, Stankiewicz is not a fucking White Russian, because it was his brother was a Polish fucking dancing group working as a Polish fellow.
Yeah.
You know? But Stankiewicz was one like, I would say, he stayed with Ukrainian anti-communist, anti-Russians, you know, really fascist, you know, And, but he could speak White Russian, he was speaking White Russian, but it's not much difference, you know. But his brother was fucking Polish. Yeah. He worked with dancing with the Tatry. Yeah, he was there. Yeah. You know, I see him all the time, you know. Yeah. And when Stankiewicz died, he came to the funeral. I got the children, you know. And Ziggy asked this brother something after, you know, if he's got any other family over in Poland. He said, yeah, he's got a brother, which he didn't, he never met him. He was born after when they fucking left, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said he's got a brother there, because this Polish fella brother, he knew the other family. I think he must have gone to Poland for holiday or something. But Stankiewicz didn't actually, never met his last brother who was born. You know. But he was Polish, you know, like Russian anyway. But they play for Polish people too, but mainly they play Russian clubs, White Russian and Russian. The Russian club is up in Norwood.
Did you play for some of those groups? Did you play with some of those
I played with them.
White Russians?
Yeah, I played with them. It happened that I played with them. Actually, what happened, the White Russian band finished. Because the father died, and
This Titans?
they used to call it Titans, Titans. And they actually, because the drama got, his sister got married or something, the guitar, and then there was a John.
Accordion?
The accordion, yeah, the fact that he was met on cars. He had photo with his wife, they say in album. First photo was his wife, and then was fucking engine, old engine, different. He was met on cars, you know. John, yeah. Anyway, they finished up. The saxophone was Ukrainian, saxophone player.
Yeah.
And
you know,
he actually married his sister. He married that guitar woman.
Yeah, he did.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, that was the first Ziggy band that I played with.
Might have been. Yeah.
Was The first show I ever played was Titans in German Club.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, because he got in German Club, he got in everywhere, you know. Anyway, they finished.
Yeah.
And one day, they said they want to sort of make one more show, like last show. I come back, you know, there on Ottawa, on that Polish hall there, on what's that called, that road there?
Ottawa.
Yeah, well, it's an Ottawa anyway. It's a Polish club there.
Okay.
The Polish Pope, when he was still cardinal, he opened actually that hall.
Is that Copernicus?
Copernic, yeah. Copernic.
Yeah.
Copernic.
We used to call it Copernicus.
Yeah, but Copernic.
Copernicus. This the Polish scientist.
Yeah, scientist. Anyway, they want to make a show in there for the last time, after they already finished for a long time, you know. And because the saxophone player married that drama sister, you know, Stankevich's daughter. And anyway, because he played with them and then he married her, you know. Anyway, but they didn't have any equipment. So I had this Ashton, you know, they asked me if I would play with them and bring the equipment, you
It's
know.
the PA system.
PA system. So they made this show there, and we get dressed like we used to, small black ties, very small, narrow, like make it like it was once, you know. So that was the last time they actually played there, you know. That was at the Copernicus, you know. Supposed to play all the music like they used to play. And it was quite alright, you know, because the Polish people live there, the hall was packed anyway. The White Russians come, Polish people come, you know. Yes. Oh, I met some blokes in there, I tell you. Oh.
Some characters.
Oh.
They were very fond of buying drinks for
Eddie,
musicians.
the drama, Eddie Koncevich. He was actually working with ambulances after. I don't hear his name anymore. And he was the drummer. And he was a little bit too, you know, on his way, you know. And what happened?
Which Eddie is this one?
Huh?
Which Eddie is this one? Is this
Eddie
one?
Koncevich. He used to live where Brosh Company is, in that street further there.
What band did he play in?
Huh? He played with us.
Oh, with Palmas, right?
Yeah, he played with Palmas, yeah. And, gosh, them guys, they used to have picnics.
Yeah, go on.
They used to have picnics up in that, what do you say before?
Lofty Park.
Lofty Park. And it was a Lofty Park. No, that was another one. That was another place.
Seven Hills?
No, it was up that way.
Which community was this for?
Was sort of like this guitar fellow. His father was White Russian, his mother was Croatian. The same like Stankiewicz, his wife was Croatian, you know. And they're sisters. And this fellow with the guitar, he couldn't get there unless he gets the car from his father. Anyway, he asked his father and this and that, you know. And I was a little bit concerned because him and Eddie Koncevich were fucking two troublemakers, you know, doing things that they shouldn't be doing, you know. And that was my worry. And I think it was for Serbian picnics, for Serbians.
Okay.
And anyway, his father will let in the car. He can go. We were under the fucking trees there, we set up this bench and this and that, and playing a bit and this and that. Then we had a break, something to eat, this and that. And fucking Eddie and this fella, I kept forgetting his name now. They disappeared for a while. But I didn't actually take much notice. But then a bloke, a Polish bloke, his daughter played drums with us at the time, yes. And Irene must have been playing guitar, I think, yes. And he was out with us in this picnic. And he came to me, he said, Mario, come here. I said, fuck. Something gone blank in my fucking head, you know. Something happened. He called me behind the bush and he said, look, there was Eddie and this fella, he borrowed the car from his father. He said, look, they've been away with the car and they had to turn the car.
Oh.
Yeah, on the side, somewhere up on them fucking. I said, oh, what happened? What, you know, you shouldn't be doing this. He said, fucking hell, they stood there like that, you know. And I grabbed that fucking Eddie like that by the shirt. And I said, this is fucking your fault. Because you were the one that you must have pulled him away from here, you know. They come there and they call a few other blokes to lift the car up. Mm. All this happened before I fucking knew it.
No.
They were already back with the car, but the car was a bit smashed on the side, you know. Not that bad, they could still drive, you know. And then I said, what the fuck is his father gonna say? Because his father fucking trusts me.
Oh.
That's the problem, you see. I was fucking. And that were actually the Germans, they'd been to that picnic, a couple, husband and wife. And they come down to us with watching Pit lying there under these fucking bushes there. And that woman is actually that got us into German club.
Uh-huh.
Because she was saying to somebody in German in the club, you know, she said, I'm the one that got this band in the club. Because we come down and we hear this band so strange, he said, you know, so nice. And she, the husband, they fucking love it, you know. She is the one that actually suggested, then they call us for in a German club to try with other bands, you know. And that's how we got the job. I never forget that. Anyway, when a few days after, I don't know, somewhere was his father and I was there, and I nearly tried to avoid it. You know, I was too fucking scared what I was going to say. Oh, he said, Mario, he says, come to me, he said, don't worry, he said, we fixed the car, he said, and these things happens, you know. Jesus Christ. And I blamed Eddie, fucking everybody. He was stronger than me though, but I tell you what, in that case he was that fucking little. Because I knew he was the fucking troublemaker all the time. Yeah. He had some fucking trouble. Even that Henry Neil, that he come back from Sydney, he lives here, he's married a Spanish, he divorced his wife, he's married Spanish, and he play accordion with us. He come to see me sometime, he's very antennas now. So he come up there twice sometime, put antennas somewhere, and he stopped there. Hey, oh, he was another one, the accordion player. Oh, fuck me. Jesus, he had a station wagon car, an old Holden, and in the back, he had a sit down, he would put his accordion in there, boom, boom, everywhere, you know. So my organ we put there one day, for some reason. The one I still got it around. Very cheap stuff, you know, organ, but then days was better than having an organ, you know.
Yeah.
And that was going underneath, it's all peeled off, you know, he's still laughing there when he comes. He said, you remember your organ? He said, oh, he was another troublemaker. Oh. Him and the drummer was one of the Croatian, Eastern fella was there. he was playing, what was his name? He was playing drum with us, or him and Henry together.
You worked at General Motors Hall? Did you work at General Motors Hall?
General Motors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it? Yeah.
You played some shows there too?
We play actually Centennial Hall for this. They had one dance a year,
At Centennial Hall?
Huh?
At Centennial Hall?
Yeah, Centennial Hall, the old Centennial, not like now.
Yeah, the old one. That's where the Beatles played when they came to Adelaide.
What?
The Beatles.
Yeah, Beatles play. I wondered what in the back was so dirty, what I thought of like, in the back with different rooms and things like that, plenty room in the back. Oh, dust everywhere, fucking dirty.
I remember I played there once with one of Ziggy's bands for New Year's Eve, Centennial Hall, must have been for a Polish thing. And the guys, I think it was Nomis Sound Systems at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They set up the sound system. Yeah. And the guy says to me, look at that microphone, that's the one microphone that John Lennon used and Paul McCartney used. I said, wow, what?
But the first show we played for Holden Social Club, we played Centennial, because always they have a Centennial Hall, And the stage wasn't flat, it was like steps that was made for some other shows. And so we've been playing up on high like that on them steps, And I remember we played there, and superintendent where I was working, because they didn't know that I played the trumpet. And when they saw me there, pointed the finger, look at him up there, And then another engineer, oh, bloody hell, he said, what are you doing? Anyway, this fucking superintendent, next time they see me on a Monday there on the fucking Holdens, he called me up in the office, he said, bloody hell, I didn't know you played the trumpet. I said, I've been doing it for some time, yes.
So did you get a pay rise?
No, I didn't get a pay rise, but what happened is, he was very good with me then,
Right.
Superintendent, it's head man in the section,
Yeah.
And so he said, I can play the piano, he said. He was an older man already, nearly to retirement age, he must have been 62, 63. And you know what, I like to play the clarinet. He said, what would you suggest? So I brought him a tune, a die book.
Oh yeah.
That's how I started,
Yep.
And I said, that's the easiest way for a start, And I got in this book and he fucking showed me a photo with his clarinet and he reckon, I can do it. He said, because I can play the piano, the music, reading music is no problem, but anyway, but he has 4 teeth, so I don't know how much he played, I never heard him, Anyway, he was always talking about bloody music. Then he had a boat, he got me to make something for his boat, different pieces, and things like that. I was very good with him then, But, he retired and we had other superintendent. The engineer too, anyway, because at that time I bought the organ, just bought the organ a little bit before that. Up in North Adelaide, what shop was there? I think it was that. There was a musical shop there.
You spent quite a lot of money on.
I spent a lot of money.
On instruments.
I spent all the money I earned all the time. Because,
PA systems.
Because these kids, they have nothing. Even if you went somewhere to have a drink or something to eat, I have to pay for it. They've been all school kids. Anyway, I bought PA system, then I bought the other big speakers I got, the square ones. I bought the organ for Andy Foreman, so he could, and that organ I just bought a little. What happened is we had an organ player before in the band, and I can't remember who it was, because when he left, we didn't have the organ. And then guys, they need the organ to play a little bit of modern stuff, a little bit, And I bought this organ. It was only the cheapest organ you can buy, $250 or something. It was them days. And anyway, Andy, he said, well, if you're going to buy an organ, I'll apply that instrument inside there, he said. You know. And he did too. You know, for them days it was all right, you know. And of course, when we played this first show for Holden Social Club, up there, the bloody stage was all steps up for some other reason. And because they arranged him, Zbigniew on the guitar, and drummer. I think 3 of them, or would have been 4. They arranged half a dozen rock numbers, what you want to call it, you know. And he said, well, when they play that, I'd be off from the stage, you know. And I went down, because they had different places, bars inside there, you know, selling beer, whiskey, you know, one day, you know. They had 3 or 4 bars there. I went there and had a whiskey. In come this engineer and another Italian fellow. He was there, a welder there, and he said, bloody hell, the sounds good, you know. And when they play this bloody one program of this, what you call rocks, you know, the fucking people went berserk. Because we played there 2 bands. Then when they finish the program, these 4 numbers, whatever they have to go off and the other band plays. And the people there, boo, boo, the same, but the fellow who was doing the talking, you know, they compare. He said, yeah, they are good, they'll come back, we have this band now, you know. And I was there drinking with this engineer, and back in hell, he said, and I tell you what, the band sounds all right. He said, have a look at that. They even play without you up there, because they're better than me.
I remember actually coming to your place once here in Finland,
and
your band Palmas was practicing in the garage.
Yeah, garage, yeah.
And I remember playing the Marlboro tune.
Oh, yeah.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.
Yeah,
with the organ and stuff. And I thought, yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, well, that time that organ was all right, you know. I still got that organ. Actually, I bought another amplifier, small. You can actually connect the knife. I even got a book for the organ. I thought I might start one day. That was 10 years, 15 years ago, you know. I started a couple of times to practice, you know. Look, still late. I got this amplifier. It's a bass amplifier, supposed to be. I bought that for some other kid. For a next door girl. She was gonna play my organ. She even you can see now, she write all the letters on, you know, ABC, whatever, so she can follow that, you know. And I bought that thing, but when she passed 12 years old, they were fucking boyfriends. She got 5 kids now.
Oh.
Married a Croatian.
How did you start playing for the Slovenian community in Adelaide?
Slovenian? Are you Slovenian club, you mean, or
what? For the community, like the club, or picnics. Well, how did you first start? Was it Loftier Park? Did you?
Well, I reckon the first picnic we played for Slovenian club was Loftier Park, but we must have played before for Slovenians somewhere before that. I can't remember which was the first Slovenian actually show, Slovenian dance that we played.
They used to have some shows on Port Road, you know, next to the church, Sacred Heart Church.
We play actually there in that little hall there next to
cell hall.
Yeah, our cell hall.
Yeah.
We played there Victor's wedding, but we've been booked somewhere else. So we said to Victor, look, when he wanted us because he wants some Slovenian number for the first dance, you know. And of course, he had to book another band, a Polish band, but because we couldn't play. But we said we can play the first couple of hours because it's early, you know. Then we are booked 6 o'clock. We have to go, you know. And we applied for his wedding in there on that little stage in the corner there. Yeah. But we play Slovenian dance there. And you know who actually played there when we had the break? There was another Slovenian band playing there. There was that. I always remember the daughter of that fellow who sings in the club. His wife died. He speaks a little bit Istrian, you know, accent.
Is it Joža Jerebica?
Joža Jerebica. His daughter was playing accordion there.
Mm.
His daughter.
I would have been there.
Yeah, you might have. Oh, you been there.
I was there.
Yeah, you was there.
And Dinka would have been there too, right?
Yes, that's right.
So what we played a couple of brackets or something.
You play a few brackets, or a few numbers,
Yeah.
and this stupid fucking president, Frank, you know, he said he come because we set a little bit longer away for our break, you know, because we want these kids to play, you know, and then he went there. He said, "Dosti tega ropotanja, ala." He don't say that to the kids, you know. That's what he said, you know. Actually, the parents were angry about that, you know. He could say something, but not say that, you know. We've been going on anyway, in any minute, but, you know, it was quite good, you know.
Did you have some Slovenian songs at that time?
Very little, actually. There would be some Slovenian songs there, because that's why Victor wanted to play. I had this music from Avsenik. Yeah, that's Avsenik numbers. That was the first numbers actually we ever had in the band. But how I got this sheet music, I couldn't tell you. How the hell I got that into me? Yeah. I bought some in Ljubljana when I was there for holiday that time when I couldn't go to Opera House. I had to go, I went up there for 3 weeks.
Was that 75, 76, somewhere around there?
What time was that?
Somewhere around
and
there.
I bought, I was trying to buy something, modern stuff, Slovenian modern music, so I can bring it to you. But she showed me, she put out it on, you know, a camera. It didn't look much a rock business or modern stuff, you know. Then I said, I'll have a book, Avsenik book. Oh, she laughed then, you know. But that book was some music after that, which we hardly used it. But that sheet music with the Robleku and all that, how do I got that? I don't know. That was the first music. That was even before I was in the band, because I was up with this in William Street, and he was trying to rearrange the number. Oh, he said, these are good numbers, because I like polkas, he said. But he tried to rearrange different key, you know. He just wanted to do something himself, you know.
So you played for the Slovenian community down at the Hindmarsh one, RSL?
Well, that could have been only one dance there that we played, because wasn't too many dances there. But
and the picnics at Loftia Park?
Picnic Loftia Park we played once. As I said that time, we went to German club to with other bands to see.
To audition, he was going to get in afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, and then from there we went to Loftia Park, and there was actually one fella. He was playing the organ a bit, accordion, then he bought this an organ similar to mine. That's why I bought the organ when he left, because we didn't have the organ anymore, you know. The organ was something new then, you know, something different, you know. When the younger people heard the organ, it was something modern, you know. Don't matter what you play on it, you know. But
I remember you and I played at the old Slovenian hall in Hindmarsh.
Yeah.
It was a youth dance. Do you remember that?
There was a youth dance, yeah.
You, me, Ziggy,
And then Polish people come in after too, with the youth dance.
Raymond, and a drummer who I can't remember what his name is. We played a youth dance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think I remember that.
And we played very, very loudly. The hall was all full with young, Slovenian youth.
You didn't have the right music to play for them. That's the trouble.
Yeah, I mean, well, wherever we played very loudly to make it sound like it's,
Yeah. But one time, there was this youth dance, and what happened? Well, I think that's the one, because I talked to the Franska. She was trying to get the Polish, this Polish, like Tatry, they had Tatry dance.
This Franska Gaboršek.
Yeah, Franska Gaboršek.
She was trying some Slovenian
folkloric, yes. I think she. Anyway, when I said they're gonna make this youth dance, and I talked to her and to somebody else, I don't know who it was, and I said, really, we should make a little bit rich. And I said, what about if I involve Polish dancing group here, because all young people, and then they can, in the middle of the dance, they can show a little bit of their skill as a dance, and then we play Kolomika, Kozak and all that, and they come on this middle dancing, that, and Franska was there looking and all happy, I even bought him a bottle of vodka and some Coke, and for these youngsters, there was a band. They didn't pay to come in. They come in free, Otherwise, most probably I would never get in there. But I said, at least let them come in free, and they can show a little bit of their skill, And all right, yes. Franska was all for it,
So after Polmus, what band did you play in?
Inca. Yeah, that Inca was after Polmus, that's right. And then because we didn't have the flags for Inca, we had I made the boxes, so like the music was there with a light inside, I made 2 boxes with the yellow things pointing in the front, and I think Andrew, cut where he was working in the office, he made with the computer the big letters.
The design.
Cut it out and stuck them on the side of and I reckon that was a bloody good idea, not having them flags, but them boxes.
And you were the only Slovenian in that band as well?
Yes.
So did you play similar type of shows, like Polish club, German, Slovenian?
We play a lot, actually, Austrian club. There was one stage that we had, the Austrian club had dance every fortnight. And we had one dance a month. But Ziggy was still playing with us then. And we had one dance a month in the Austrian club. Then they started to cut down, every 2 months, or depends. They had other bands there, But at one stage they wanted us, they liked us first time. Always the first time the people like you. Oh yeah, that's the band we want. But then, start. And I remember one year we played once a month, because they had 2 dances. Once we played, one for another band in the Austrian club. But Austrian club was a good place to play,
I remember you used to get annoyed playing at Slovenian club because it had the lights on.
Oh, that was terrible.
In the hall.
That's terrible.
And
that was the worst place. The worst place. They didn't understand that people, it's more sort of sexy with the red lights and whatever, you know. But what happened was, what makes me angry, all right, they had lights on, then they switched it off. As soon as you finish playing, they put the lights on. Then when they started playing, they put it back. But sometimes in a bar, they forget it. And the light was on bloody full bloody day. That Angelo, the Italian fella, the organ player, he was fucking rotten. He was. I feel sorry for him too. You couldn't tell him, you know.
Yeah, it's not quite the same atmosphere, is it?
It's not. Well, that's what the lights are for. That's why you got the red lights and whatever, you know.
It's right to have bright lights if you're playing indoor soccer or football, but not for.
But and the Slovenian club was the worst. Everywhere. In Austrian club, as soon as the band start, because they had record music, type music on, you know, German music on, you know. And when we are ready to play, you say to the lady there, said, well, can you switch that? Oh yeah, all right, switch it off. The lights went off, and that's it. You know. How can you go to the bar just the same? You can see it, you know, you can see each other just the same. It just looks just that much better. Oh, that made me angry. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. And you said, oh, I don't like in the dark, I like the lights. I said, well, there must be a lot of people like you here.
So has that been so far the last band you've played in, Inco?
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
When did that band finish up? What year? How long ago did that band finish?
I would say about 12 years. I was so old at that one. What happened was, there was a German dance. We had a German club booking. And Roman is not a bloke you should be strangled, you know, Roman the guitarist. He was a good guitarist, but always problem in the band. But he was the only one, you know. Anyway, and they made him actually, after Andy left, and the Italiano come in on the organ. Actually, Andy still played there with the Italian organ for some time, but then I don't know what happened that Andy finished. Anyway, I think I told you that before. He rang me up, he said, you're not playing this Saturday, only for this once, he said to me, you know. They want to try something else. What they've been trying, there was another Italian fellow, he played with us sometime. Because I knew him, a guitarist and singing, you know. Supposed to be a good, you know, professional guitarist and singing. And I said, I want to try these men, you know. But only for this once, he said. All right. And we had only another 3 bookings for the rest of the year. It was about 8 bookings for the year. It started to drop off, you know, that's it. Because the band was too big. We had a bass guitar in, one Italian, it was good. But then we had another one with saxophone, was very good. We played first and second, was good. But it was 7 people in the band, you know. The band were looking for 2 or 3 piece band because they couldn't afford it anymore. There was no people disappear, you know, dying off, you know. And anyway, that's what we had. I think we had 3 dances left. And the German club they played, I didn't play that night, was this guitarist playing with them. The next day, on a Sunday we played for Austrian club, because Austrian club they used to call that fruit shopping, about twice a year on a Sunday afternoon. It will finish about 4 o'clock. They started at 12, 11 o'clock, you know. And so I went there and played that time. I was making my mind all the time, should I fucking finish should I finish it? It finished. Then the next dance was at Woodville German club, the small German club. The Germans, they come from Yugoslavia, from Serbia and all that, you know, little club, Woodville here.
Mm-hmm.
And they had that dance in the following Saturday, or following fortnight, I don't know, that was the next dance. But my nephew, my brother's son, the younger one, he had to come here. And I want to take him around and this and that. And if I go and play Saturday, I'll take him with me, he will sit there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, fucking, I might fucking finish now. Because I didn't want to play in the following dance, because he's coming. And then we had 2 more dances. And they didn't want to book New Year's Eve, because it was the 2000. And Roman got always, he's a very religious man and very, he said, I don't know, I don't want, because he was in charge then, you know. And the accordion player was very good, some Polish fellow, I can't remember his name, oh, he was bloody good. When I say good, because Ziggy used to always say that, play sometime with one finger, just solo with one finger. And he was doing that. I remember in German club, we all quiet there and he was on with one finger, and you could see the whole fucking hall was looking, the way the sound was coming down to them. Everybody was looking up. And I thought Ziggy was bloody right in that case. Sometime, you know, instead of using 4 or 5 fingers, you know. And he said, no, I don't want to play with New Year's Eve either, because the Copernic, we played this New Year's Eve before. We got $300 each. And they want to pay us again $300 each for the following New Year's Eve. But the drummer didn't want, that accordion player didn't want, and Angelo with the organ, he was yes and no. So they didn't book it, because something can happen that night, 2000.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They had that in mind.
Okay.
And, well, if we would apply that New Year's Eve, I would have stayed on. You know, because you got full of people, there was no problem for people there at that time, and the money was good, you know. But because they didn't want to play, that knocked me back a bit. Then this, I said, well, do I stay here for another 2 dances or 3 dances? I made up my mind. We play in the Austrian club. When we finish, I had something from the drama, and he had something from me. One little speaker used to be behind him so he could hear it, you know.
Yep.
I said, well, here you are. I said, he gave me my speaker, and then I had a little stand. I still got it at home. But he said, I haven't got it here. I will give it to Roman, he said, you know. I said, well, good luck, boys. And Roman fucking didn't say nothing. I didn't even shake the hands with him. But I didn't know that he was the problem at that time, you know. I thought it was the Italians, they wanted to try this Italian guitarist, you know. But then the drummer, I rang him once, he told me, and he said, we told Roman, leave Mario until we all finish. And we say goodbye to each other. Leave him there, you know. Because Roman, he wanted to try. See? He was a fucking, you know. But that didn't worry me that much. The thing was worrying me because they didn't want to book New Year's Eve. And they said, the band is, we got 2 more dances and we finish. The band is finished. Goes apart, that's it. You know? And we said, let's make it New Year's Eve the last one. No, they didn't want it. So we finished. So 2 more dances, I shook the hands with them, and then outside, they still helped me to carry the stuff in the car. I said, you don't have to, I'll do it. Anyway, Angelo, the organ player, said, I wish Roman would go, not you. But I thought, fucking, you are the people that actually did this, which it wasn't. It was fucking Roman. Because his drama told me, he said, leave Mario until we finish, and we finish, we all go separate ways. And now Roman wanted to try this guitar.
I remember Loisa Sluck band came here in Adelaide in 1972.
72, was it? We played the stage there.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. You remember we played there on stage?
Yeah, what happened is I went there to the airport. Why? I had these bloody socks up, which they didn't like that. That's not fashion over there. You know, the one we used, the socks with shorts and socks up to here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go on.
That's how, anyway, but that doesn't matter. I went to the airport. There was another thing with Slovenians that never work. We sit there at a meeting with Jokel, who is going to take who, in which car. And I had a Valiant, it looked good, you know, the Valiant, that the first car I had.
Mm-hmm. So
I supposed to play that, and that. I supposed to take the woman singer, and I supposed to take 3 people with the, by name, you know, these 3 you take, these 2 these take, we all arrange who is taking who, back to the hall, you see? Anyway, we went there, Slugs comes, actually some newspaper people, so they went to meet him there in the middle. When they walk in, they already, like, you know, they show on TV and all that, you know. But Joker made a bloody bull that time with them. Anyway, we went there, you know who picked up Slug and all this, the one supposed to put, there was that Tony's brother, he was there at the funeral, the other guy, what's his name?
which Tony is that one?
Tony Ivancic.
His brother's Loisa?
Loisa. Yeah, Loisa, he had an old Holden with the back seat, all the stuff was coming out, you know. He took him in that car. Do you imagine what they thought? Because back home they've been driving MB, the German cars and also. Anyway, I thought, well, that's it. I took that woman that she wasn't in the group, she was from the committee there. I took her back. She was there, I said, well, let's come in the car.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we come to the hall, I see that you're getting ready to play. So I stop it, don't wait for me. Like, then the fiend don't get my trumpet, and I come up and we play for them.
We played some Slug songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of his songs.
Some of his songs.
I think it was.
The thing is, what the Slugs come once or else again after. Remember?
Yeah, they went.
Second time.
Yeah, I think about a month later they came back again.
Anyway, what Slug and these boys thought about the whole thing, I reckon, you know, because I went there, when I went there that time, and I didn't go to Opera House, so I want to meet Slug so much.
This is now 1975.
I want to meet him there when I went for holiday, you know.
Yep.
And because I had 3 people for lunch in my place. There was this tenor, second tenor, whatever singer, and the bass guitar fella, and one fella from the committee, from the communist committee. You know?
Yeah.
I had them 3 in lunch with. No, he was next door, that fella, the committee. It must have been somebody else. It was this. Anyway, I know I had 3 there. Anyway, so if you come there, you have to come and see me, he said. You have to come and see me if ever you come for holiday. So my brother car, he had a Renault 12 then, that was a wood car for them, the Renault 12, brand new, he bought it. And off we carry on to where this bloody Slugs lives, not Slug, but his singers, you know. And we got there, just getting dark. It got already dark, probably. And they had a big concert in there of some sort, some government business, you know, political stuff. But it was just finished. And then we went to one place and we asked where this Franz, the bassman, I asked for him because he was in my place too. And
Did he stay with you here in Adelaide?
he just for lunch.
No.
Fucking Joker got him in an old bloody hotel in town, no water, no fucking nothing.
Oh.
Oh, you should see it. Oh, he made a fucking... Frank Joker had his own mind too, you know. Second time they come, they live in there by the airport. That was more like, you know. But, fuck, you know. Anyway, I asked where these friends, I forget his surname, and they told me where the house is. We went there, oh, it was inside, oh, thinking, no fucking drinking, I knock, out comes this man. I said, this so-and-so fella, oh, he said, no, that's my son. He said, I'm his brother. He doesn't live here. He lives with his wife. He showed me around the corner there somewhere. We went to see him. I tell you what, never again. They couldn't give a fuck. In here, they were all, you know, but there. Anyway, his wife was sitting on a couch. She didn't get up with his ass. He went and made a coffee. He brought some wine. Because my brother didn't want to drink anyway. Then he made a coffee, a good coffee. But he did everything. He was just sitting there like Queen of Sheba. He sort of talked a bit, you know. He had his koalas there that he bought here, or whatever, and kangaroos. He did mention to his wife, he said, oh, you should see that I had a tree there in the back, these yellow things like that, what do you call it? Anyway, he said that was an amazing tree. He even took the photo, you know, with the fruit on. And he was telling his wife, oh, you should see this fruit, this tree. Anyway, so where is this second tenant that's supposed to be, I'm forgetting his name, and he lives there, and he have to go down in the village. There's number one. I was there on that way, but it started to get little bit, the road a little bit icy, you know, because it was winter. Yep. So I went there and to this number one, drive in front of the house, knock the door, nothing, and I could hear they had cows in one place. There was this, I'm knocking, this woman come out, she was just milking or feeding the cows, but it was already dark. And I asked her that, oh, she said, that's my son, they don't play anywhere today. That was actually Saturday night. They don't play anywhere today, so they went out with his wife somewhere, who knows, you know, he went to Robleku, who knows. And he might be back after midnight, you know, anyway. She said, well, you will have to come back another day. I said, well, I don't think it will be another day, you know, I'm from Australia, and I'm only for 3 weeks here, so, you know. Fucking hell, he stopped the car, he couldn't get out on the road, it was already icy. Fucking hell. Oh, the old lady said, no, go, let's have a push. And they give anyway, he made it. And this lucky have to play Socherga. Socherga is a village not very far from us. And they told me here, they sometimes they go and play there. He told me, Slack told me here, when they were here. And they've been booked there, and they've been, you could see these adverts everywhere, the Slack is going to be there, and so on too. And I say, so in the way back you can see these two Slacky, you know, you can see them. And we come there to the place where they had to play a small hall, and they had this osteria on the other side, and not much, you know, in a village, you know. And when we stopped the car, they just arrived. They had a trailer with all their gear on. They just arrived. I could see them. I could see this fellow that I know him. And I went to him, and I said, so and so. He said, it's hard to remember after you see so many people, you know. you know what, he said, we know we have to go eat before we start to play. I haven't got the time. He said, look, come to my place. That's how he come, that we went to his place, but he wasn't home. You see? And I went inside where they started to play, they had a stage playing, and the bass player, he recognized me. Oh, he said, you're the trumpet player. He said, he didn't talk, he just showed me, you know. Slug never fucking look at me. Just blinding me, where the fuck where you come from, you know. Never. And then they had a glass of wine or something, half a liter or something, on our table, not sitting there, just have a drink. And I say, you know what, boys, let's go now, that's enough of this slugging. And my Milan, my brother, said, they're not going to be here like they've been in Australia. He said, forget it. There'll be different people here. And he was fucking right. Well, I said, I got enough of this slugging. So there was a place very close from where I come from, where the river begins, you know, just it was a restaurant there, and they had big fish they had made like big things that fish, the water was like anything, fish runs up, you know. They had this, they said, let's go there, and said, you can eat, you can drink what you want, and forget about slaki. I said, I'll have a whiskey. They are being wine, they are wine drinkers, you know. And we ordered this fish and chips, but the chips was smaller than his, very tiny cut, you know, very good, very good. And this fish and whatever it was, and I thought, no, that's so much for fucking slug, you know. And my brother Miller, I told you before, he said, I told you before.
Yeah, I've had a few other people here say the same thing, that, you know...
But then the person said, but Nick Codella went there once. And he was with one, no, not with the one that I had it, another singer. And I don't know which, but was another singer, one with these singers. Because it was what, 4 of them? 3 or 4 of them. Anyway, and he went there, and he saw him. He was fucking putting on a cart some fucking high, you know, because they had cows there, you know, the farmers, you know. And oh, he said, Nick, he said, bad luck because we're flying today. I said, I have to go today. But he left his brother with me, and they had a good time.
Mm.
And he had to go. The fellow was singing because they booked somewhere. He said, we have to go and play, but I'll leave you with my brother. And he told his brother about the Nick and all this, and it was all right, you know. But I found it very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Mm. Country here in Adelaide,
yeah,
folkloric group.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with that?
Well, I think that's what happened because we went into that summer for the large by we went in these practices and all that, music. Because Patri, before they used to dance with the type, you know, but then they had practice. Where the old railway station was some barracks there on the bottom. That's all gone now. And in barracks, they used to have people, they used to work on railways, immigrants, you know. And that's where they used to practice Tatari. Every Sunday. Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. And because this fellow was in charge, an old bloke, with the dancing group, and with Ziggy, I think we could actually make something with a band, you know. Then we start sort of practice the music that he wanted, you know. We give it to Ziggy arrange it and all that, and we start to practice. And we started to play with Tatari, but I don't know where was the first concert, because we must have played here in Adelaide some concert before we went to Geelong and Melbourne. Oh, if you see people there, you're going mad. And I had a solo part in there too, in that, we played for Tatari. But what year will be that? That's a long time ago.
So I remember playing part of that group as well.
Oh yes.
And we, like for example, when we had the multicultural festival at Adelaide Festival Centre.
That's right.
Were you part of that as well? Down in the pit, the orchestra pit.
Oh yeah. Well, I played there. Yes, actually, I played there more than once, I think. We played there for Tatari, and one time there was a concert from all the groups. Each one had one or two numbers to do.
Yes.
And I played in there.
Yes. And I think we played for a lot of those groups as well.
Yes, we did. We did a lot. Yeah.
From different multicultural groups in Adelaide. Yeah. That was
the worst part was, and until I die, I just feel sorry for it. It was that high note, and that high note, that G it didn't work out every time. You go ta 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 ta, went flat. I didn't get that note.
You didn't get the G note.
That fucking note, you know. Sometimes yes. When I got that. We've been in Perth.
Yep.
And there's a big place like Festival Hall or something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we practice there before and all that. We sit in the pit down there, up the stage, big fucking place, up the big balconies. No, that was second time. That was the second time. First time in Perth, we've been in a smaller place, smaller hall. And we had two concerts. One must have been on Friday or Saturday, one next time. Anyway. And the bus drivers, we had 3 buses, four bus drivers, because they have to change driving, you know. They come to the concert too, up in the top. Anyway, off we go, start this bloody concert. And when it comes the number that I had to play, the hey no, fucking G went flat. And carry on. Zig like nothing happened. Carry on, the dancers come out, and off we go, the show goes on. I was there sitting all night, I wish I wasn't fucking alive. You know?
Oh, yes.
Still playing, but I have to play, but you know, you feel fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Because it's only a moment really, you know. It's a flat note, but off we go. They dance, and people clap to them, you know. It's nearly all forgotten, but not me.
Yes.
And then next night, again we sit inside this fucking chair. Up when it comes to that Heimel. Right, Ziggy show, come on, get it on. The dancers behind the curtains, because when they hear that pop, they start to run out. You go pop, music go, and they come out from behind the curtains. You see? And the fella who was in charge of the choir, he said everybody was holding fingers like that, the whole group. What's gonna happen now? And it fucking went all right.
Oh, right.
Then they come out, you know, all happy, you know.
And so were you.
Fucking bastard, you know. But then second time, 5 years after, we were in Perth again, and they were playing a bigger place, like in the Festival Theatre. Mm-hmm. And what happened there, that's my branch again. What happened there, I all sit in the pit, you know, and I think there was some other things before this Hegel come on, you know. And we wait there, and so I thought now is the fucking Hegel time. I thought. And I go, ta 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 ta, and it goes very well, you know, good. And Ziggy was doing like that to me. Not now. Anyway, I stopped. But the public didn't know what that is. That maybe is the part of the show, you know. There wasn't them fucking dance on yet. And then the fucking, when that come on, I thought, I wonder if this is gonna fucking happen now. Because it would have been fucking very well, you know. Especially in that hall, you could hear it, bloody beautiful. So, oh, I have to go again. And it went well again. So it went twice good in one night.
Made your night. Yeah. Did you go elsewhere with them? Like, did you go like to Sydney or Melbourne with them? Or?
Now, Melbourne, yes, we've been in Geelong, we've been in Melbourne. Actually, what happened with Melbourne, from Geelong, we all stay in Geelong with the families, you know, Polish families. And the concert in Melbourne is near St Kilda or somewhere. The buses took us there, finished the concert, and buses brought back to Geelong, so we can stay there overnight again. You know? So we had the concert in Geelong and concert and again this fucking Heino, that's the one. Once it works, one it doesn't work. Oh, I tell you what. I still think now sometimes, you know, that it's all gone. I like the trumpet since I was born, because as I said, I watched the brass band playing, you know, when I was a kid. But we've been a very poor family, and there was no way, you know, no way. Because all the villages there, actually, they had brass bands, you know. Always there's, yeah, they were not all the villages, but the bigger villages, you know, they had brass bands. And yeah, it makes you wonder how the hell, and they play good, you know. Normally, when I was a kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, they had outside dances, they call it shagra, you know, with this Sunday was this village, following Sunday other village. And after the war, there was all this little play on the stage, I bet against fascism, you know, communism, and all this, you know, so make this play, and then the stage was made up in greens, cut it off in the bush, you know, and make it all nicely, you know, and outside dancing on the sand, you know, they sort of roll it up a bit, you know, clean it up, you know. But there was about 12-piece band, put it this way, brass band. That's what normally they play for dances. Maybe that was for maybe other stuff, some funeral or something. There might have been more in the band.
So what kind of music did these brass bands play?
Yeah, there was waltzes, tangos,
okay,
stuff like that, you know, tangos, polka, things like that. You know, normally they had a trumpet or two, they had a clarinet, sometimes two, they had a trombone, tuba, drums. Drums not set up like this now. But people been happy, you know. They try to, some people been singing, oh, this is a modern song, you know. Because then there was no cars. The band, when they come from one village to another, they used to walk, you know. And then they didn't have instruments in cases like we got it here now. They had it on a piece of string or something, you know, carry like that, you know. And normally the people they organized the dance, it was all the young people, the 3 or 4 of them, and they organized the dance, and they make the profit. You know, they pay all the expenses, and they share the money among themselves, you know. And they used to go and wait for them with a couple of bottles of wine, and they stop them on the road, they go and have a drink, and then when they come to the village, in front of the pub, osteria there, well, you have to play a number here now, you know. They play a couple of numbers there, all the village come, teats, fucking listening. Oh, that was fucking terrific, you know. They play one time, they were going to play in another village, and they had to pass through our village. And they stopped there in front of this osteria. There was a table, long table outside. Sitting there, well, they had something to drink, things like that. And then the people said, well, you're going to play there for them Sportback and play a number for us here. So they play a couple of numbers there. And I remember this trumpet fella here, the fucking mouth on the side here. I always remember him. He played good, but not in the middle, on the side.
How hard would it be to do that?
Aye?
How hard would it be to do that? Play it on the side?
Well, he was playing like that. Off the center. Maybe got used to the Navasa, or maybe something happened here.
Yeah.
See, one time to me, my leg back up. And because I was determined to play, not here, should be another one. Oh, this one. I couldn't play anymore like that. So I lowered there, and that lip went on top.
Right.
And I could get the tune out.
Okay.
And I played like, and Ziggy said, what's wrong like that? I said, I can't play any other way. You know? And then, you know, this Victor Sound started like that. He was actually good on trumpet, you know.
Okay.
And then last time I saw him playing with him somewhere, he was playing like that. But then I went back. I don't know how but you can see now that my lip is on top of the mouthpiece. But it's still the sound come out, you know. We got these uniforms, this color.
Which band was this?
That was actually, Ziggy was playing with us at the time, you know, Inca or whatever we used to call him, no, it wouldn't be Inca, it would be Polmus, yeah, Polmus. And on the top here we had these things to button up, this little thing, you know. And then Ziggy asked Raymond, what do you think of our uniforms? He said, Salvation Army, typical Salvation Army, he said. Because it's red here, white here, the tail here, Salvation Army.
Interesting, very interesting.
But, you know, with all this that I always wanted to play the trumpet, maybe if it wouldn't be for Eddie, that he started, I mentioned to him, I like to play the trumpet. And he just came out of that, he saw that Benny Goodman playing clarinet in the film.
Yeah.
And, oh, he said, I like to play the clarinet, you know. It was very impressive of him, you know. And then we used to go to picture theater to see the films, you know. It was one in the Heimarsh. I reckon that's where he went, maybe to Heimarsh. There was one day in Woodwood, he had in town a couple of times. The organ used to play one day in town. It was the organ playing just before because they always used to have, I think, 2 films on.
So music's from then was like a lifelong passion.
Well, it was something. It kept me away from doing bad things, I suppose. You know, instead of going fucking play poker in the pubs and you know, in whatever, you know, getting drunk and things like that. It was to me, it was very interesting. Carry that instrument with me was something like, you know, really, really, really good, you know, really good. You know. But I never got to be a trumpet player because it was too late, or maybe if I start young would be better. I think it would be, maybe not, I don't know, but sometimes somebody wants something that you can't have it or you can't do it, you know. Maybe a clarinet would be easier, but the small technical, clarinet, saxophone.
So, what did you find the worst thing about being a musician?
The worst thing about what?
What did you find the worst thing about being a musician, about music?
Well, I don't think I actually found it. The problem was with the musician is because a lot of people would have a problem with the family or the wife, but I never had a problem actually with Christina as far as that goes, because she was always a home woman. Olga wanted to go out. And didn't want Olga had straight away dirty mind. Being a musician, you're gonna be a womanizer or something like that. That wasn't always that. I could read it like a book. But with my wife, there was no problem as far as that goes. Actually. I think, on a way, she was looking forward to that herself. That you're doing something like that. There was no problem there. But I think a lot of musicians, they do have problems, family problems. It's like artists, and they act with different people all the time, and they meet different people, and they might meet something better, It is a problem with the musicians. But well, Ziggy never had any really, but Bernard did. He was a womanizer. I don't know which house he used to live in here, but Andy Fullman told me that he sold over there and he was living here with his wife. His wife was a lot younger.
So what's the best thing about being a musician?
Well, I put many times that thing into me, that I'm out and it doesn't cost me anything. If I was a musician and I want to go to these places all the time, it will cost me money. And I can see that, and it doesn't cost me anything. And I'm there,
Yep.
A lot of big shows you see, a lot of big people you see, you meet, and as I said, it doesn't cost me anything. Actually, I make a little bit of money, not much, but at least I pay the expenses, Because I was always trying to, oh, hello, how are you? I was always playing with the younger generation. They didn't work right from the beginning. There was nobody working. It always cost me money. And I would say whatever I earned with the band, most probably I put it back. But I was square, I didn't cost me anything in this way, That was the best part, because it could go. You see, like I said, I could have been in an opera house. It might have, would have been going wrong, but in my mind would be I play in that place. You know what I mean? One of the nicest places in Australia.
Yeah, I remember that. We were practicing that happened in 1975, 76, somewhere around there. And you're saying before you had to
go to 74 I went to Slovenia.
You had to go to Slovenia and you couldn't make the Opera House one with the Tatri group.
Yeah, but it happened to be the go there, and then I told Ziggy, well, he said, in this case, he couldn't force me, But,
yeah, it was fantastic playing there.
Until I die, that is in front of me, that I could have been in that place. I've been in a lot of good places and real bad places too, but that would be a number one. And I missed it out. But I didn't see my family for 36 years, and that was, I don't know what happened, that it happened in that time that I went, but something happened. But I don't know if I start to organize before this opera house come up. Maybe I did. I think I did, to get this idea to go there, you know. And it was in the back of my mind that I might not see my father. He could be dead. But then when Olga come back, she had once, Olga was there with Peter. And she had this movie camera, you know, that time, you know. She put on a movie, my mother and father there. I see him, but I said, she's still alive. As a matter of fact, that he actually, I think he died soon after I was there, 6 months after, or 12 months after, you know. So if I didn't do that, that would be another thing, you know what I mean? So sometimes you come in between, you know. And I was there, I was thinking about Opera House. I told them, my people, my brothers, that I could have been in Sydney Opera House, you know.
Yeah, that was a really good show. You know, everyone really performed very well.
That's the thing that was going to stay with me until I die, because, well, that's my part of music. That's all about it. You know, I didn't apply to make a fortune with it, you know, or something like that. But that would be something that stays with you until you leave, you know.
Later on, we went to Tasmania. Did you come back?
Tasmania, I went. Yeah, we flying from here. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. Oh, that was good.
The whole airplane was just the folkloric group.
Yeah.
Dancers, singers, and musicians.
They took a photo in front of it.
Did you?
Not me. The whole group.
Oh, there is one, is there?
There is someone. I haven't got it.
Yeah.
There is a photo somewhere. They took the photo here.
Okay.
Before we left.
Okay.
Yeah, because Roski said, "Come on, we're going to take a photo here." You know.
Yeah, there's a few photos I'd like to get my hands on, but that one, I didn't know.
Yeah, I like to have that one, but this bus, I don't know where that is.
I know in the State Library here in Adelaide, there was an exhibition a few years ago of the folkloric of Tatri.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was a photo display.
Yeah, well, you see, sometimes...
And I said, oh yeah, there's Mario.
Yeah, but...
You see Mario there? And there's me.
The thing is, this opera house is going to stay like that with me. That's, I tell you what, that's something, I didn't tell that my cousin, because that time I didn't even know where he is. I knew he was in Sydney, but I didn't know where he was.
Okay.
I didn't have any contact with him. But then when I come to see him, it would be nice to say, look, you might be a bloody professional musician, but I play in this house.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right, yeah.
But I'd never mentioned.
That's such a cultural
icon
of Australia.
Yeah, I know. See, to Henry means nothing. Henry, you know, the accordion player. All this is shit to him, you know. It's just like that, you know. Maybe he's got some other interest, but that was my interest, to be somewhere like that, you know. You have a chance that you don't have to pay to go and see it. You're in it.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, when you're in a place like...
You see, when they went up to Gold Coast and all that, I couldn't go because of where they went when they had school holidays.
Yeah. And
I was working. But, all right, I can forget that. I would like to be there, but I can't forget Opera House. I don't know.
I think the Polish do it very well, how they do that end of year every 2 or 3 years. What they call Polard, you know?
Yeah.
End of the year they do it, and they have like the concert, like back then it was in the Opera House in Sydney, and then they'll have a picnic, and then they tie it in with New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Because when we were there in Sydney, we had New Year's Eve at Taronga Park Zoo.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic.
What I said, that I don't know. It just happened to me because I was actually cut in half because I had to go there and I wanted to go there. But at that moment, I was so excited to go home,
Oh, yeah.
it didn't matter that much. Now is the time that it hits me, after that. But at that moment, you can't be, but because that was important too, so if I didn't go then, I don't know what would happen, but
That was a good show too that we did for the Slovenian Club 40th anniversary. Showing me one of the photographs before, on stage with you with the trumpet.
oh yeah.
Remember that? All those photos there?
Which one is this?
That's when all the groups on stage, all the singers and these.
This is talking about. Yeah, that was good, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
But I don't know, I just walked off, and then the fellow was still going with the camera, and I'm not in that picture. And that's another thing that I feel sorry for the rest of my life, because that's going to be there for a long time to come, And this.
Yeah, that was good. 40th anniversary.
I missed the other couple of bars, the first bars that had to come in, but you know why? I covered up with a fucking, I put the pack on to hold the music.
Oh, yeah.
And I covered the fucking thing up. Oh, fuck! But this G went alright here, because he gave me the one note before that to get that, you saw that.
Give you a bit of a lift?
That gives us a lift, yeah, because you saw that, I was nearly sure that was going to be alright. But if I go straight to the fucking G, well.
Yeah.
But with Hanel, it wasn't. Yeah, Hanel was, it was notes before that, yes, but. Yeah, the other choir was here, from Slovenia.
Yes, yeah. That's you and Ziggy.
Ziggy didn't like the idea. I said, what the hell is that leap up there?
On that photograph, you and Ziggy are walking around the hall.
The German club.
Probably playing La Paloma.
La Paloma, Never on Sunday.
Never on Sunday, yes.
Paloma, Never on Sunday, and another one. I can't remember what.
The crowd used to like that, didn't they? The musicians walking
Well, they
around.
used to like walk around, yeah, they used to like. This is a German club. Like you see Ziggy or had cheeks up like that. See, Ziggy, I don't know why he was a good musician. He knew, he knew the music, but playing, he wasn't really a good trumpet player, He had problems. But for one reason I say, because he didn't practice at home. He said he did. He had to practice. Yeah, but how much? 2 or 3 minutes? He didn't practice, you see. That's the problem. He had other things to do, arranging music for top 3, and, had different bands, all that. Arrangement for the Titans. Then he had another couple of bands and things like that. He never found the time to practice at home. But if he would practice an air die at home, he would be a lot better. Because sometime on the end of the night, towards the end, and the Roman or Henry will pick up the program, and there was something that goes up G, or maybe a little bit higher, but he said, who's going to get that? So because I was playing second to him, I said, there I Ziggy, I got it. He played second and I played, I said, don't worry, and he was happy actually, because he kept fucking, sometime on the end of the night he was bugging,
I have this image of Ziggy at the end of the night at German club. We're all packing up, and he's walking, down the hall.
Yeah.
And he's had a few to drink.
Oh yeah.
And the notes are falling behind him, and his wife's picking him up.
Yeah. Then he cut out actually drinking on the end, but he used to drink a lot. Let's say, because normally, oh shit, what have I done here?
That's all right.
normally with, especially with Polish people, especially with Polish people, there was always one bottle of vodka for the band. Oh, the Ukrainians the same, at the weddings the same, especially Ukrainian weddings, drinks, in food they make it their own. They were not with a company, just they do it their own, and it was whatever you want. And all right, whatever, always have to have a drink, a glass of vodka before we start playing, because the bottle was there already, And always he used to say, "Oh, duży, pierwszy duży. First one, you have to be big one, so that it gets into your fucking head." I think, why, in my opinion, I didn't ever ask him, but I think he was a bit nervous. And that a big one quiet him down, that's what it appears to me.
Yeah.
Because what people would do that just to get the nerves away, and that's why it looks like, But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but oh, the first one have to be big. Oh, yeah, I remember we played one wedding for Polish people somewhere there on the other side. I wouldn't remember the name where the place was now. There was these Polish people, new Polish people, come from Poland or something. And they invite like the Polish foreign minister was here, you got from which country, we had in Melbourne before, one, two, and this and that. And they invite him, and he was very anti-communist, Ziggy, And before he walks in, because everybody was in, and anyway, then this minister had to come in, and somebody asked, could you play Polish, this Polish, what do you call it?
Anthem?
Anthem, yeah. Oh, he said, not for him. No, why are Polish anthem is one of these today, not the one they use there, communist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said, no, why I'll play that for him? He fucking hate him. But then they said, could you just give he used to go, Ziggy always used to go that. Oh, I said, I can play, I'll play that. But not Polish. And then we walk around again, like normally we did in every dance, when everybody was dancing. And this Polish fella, this Polish minister was dancing with somebody, and I look at me, and he wiped the head, And I wiped the head too, and he was happy, And because he liked the music, because it was all Polish custom music, Polish wedding. And he did say to somebody, he said, whatever is good, they don't bloody like me, he said. And Ziggy was that drunk that when we went out after, because there was a lot of drinks, especially on the wedding, as much as you want, but then he might go around to the tables that people he know, and he'd be drinking on every fucking table, And we went out, packing in the cars, stuff, and the car was open, door. He wanted to piss in the car. He thought he was inside, he wanted to piss out. He wanted to piss in the car. Anyway, he didn't drive home, somebody else driving, because he bring somebody with him all the time, I think it was John or some, I don't know, but he drive. I said, you better drive, don't fucking let him drive. He wouldn't know where to go. He was trying to piss in the car because he thought it was in the car. He thought there was pissing at the door somewhere, Oh, he was fucking, I don't know how he used to come home. I don't know how he used to come home from the beginning when they used to play with Bernards and all that. There was fucking drinks, because there was a bottle for the band, that it, And then they used to go around the tables and have a drink too there, when they had this kolacja, this Right there, this.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Drinks. Come on, Ziggy, you know. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, that's, yeah, I know. There used to be a lot of drinking those days.
Anyway,
People
makes you wonder how he survived that fucker. He must have been about 83 when he died.
83?
I think so, 83. 83, 84, 83, something like that.
When you were practicing trumpet, how long did you practice?
I practice most probably twice a day. I always have to put a mute in because I didn't want to loud, you know. And that is not the best. I should practice open, you know. But in the evening I'll practice with open. Every morning before I go to work, I'll be there practicing maybe half an hour, sometime only 20 minutes or something, maybe 3/4 minute. But I never missed morning or night. And because if I didn't practice like that, actually it wasn't good enough like that, but it would be worse, you know, because that's what I say, Ziggy never practiced at home, you know, that was his problem. Because Ziggy in Germany, in Poland, he was better than here, you know, he was good, but here, drinking and not practicing, you know.
So in the evening, what did you do, half an hour, 1 hour? Or?
Oh, sometimes I'll be more than half an hour. 1 hour for sure. You know. 1 hour. I maybe have sprinklers outside, you know, long shifty sprinklers, you know, on the lawn, things like that. But I don't think really I missed every day. I might have missed sometime, I don't know, but as far as I can say, every day.
Yeah.
And there'll be every morning too with a mute in. Yes. The simple reason because I started when I was, say, 27. I never blown a note before.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. They always used to say to me, oh, it's never too late. But I turned around and I said, look, it is too late, I know. It is too late for me. Should have been earlier, you know. 15, 16 years old. I'd have been all right.
Well, I think you turned out to be a pretty good trumpet player, Mario.
Yeah, it's fucking hard to tell you. Very, you know, even when I got ready to go to the dance, packing up or here in the car, they always used to worry me, I wonder how it's going to go tonight. You know, I wonder this, I wonder that. But not so much the dances, but the concert always used to worry me. Concert used to worry me. But maybe I shouldn't be worried, would be better. But you got the...
Here's a song for you. There's one that I wrote.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
The one I could still fucking play. I didn't touch this mouthpiece for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's about 12 years since I finished playing. And then sometime I still have a bit of practice or try like that. Actually, when Andy's cousin, Vito, he used to play with us too. He's a lawyer in Port Adelaide. He had 60th birthday in Don Polski there at the bottom. And I was invited there to his 60th birthday. And of course, I knew that Andy is going to bring the accordion. Because I bring the trumpet with me. I brought a trumpet, I had it hide it in a hall there when you come in on them chairs there, and I put it in the corner. And of course, then everybody got a little bit, they all standing up, you know, drinking around the tables and talking and food. So I went slowly sneaking through the door and I played this halo. And it went up, beautiful.
Uh-huh.
I played the halo and then everybody clapped. And then, because Andy was excited about this, so he got an accordion. And because he started playing never on a Sunday, because he knew that for me it was easy. Then I started, but then instead of playing never on a Sunday, the last part high, I played on an octave lower.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Because, I wasn't too sure that I was going to get it,
Yeah.
And so I apply an octave lower, but it still sort of sounds all right, And that's the only dance they had. After that, nobody was, and they didn't play anymore, everybody was sitting there and eating. Yeah, that was the last time actually. One day, a few years back, or more than a few years back, every Easter Sunday, Andy and his family and his sister and 2 or 3 families together, they had a picnic at the national park. On the side, the national park. You have to book that for your area,
Yep.
You can cook barbecue or something, Anyway, I've been there twice, 2 or 3 times on a Easter Sunday. Oh, come up, he said, not very far from me to go up there. And kids around, they hide the eggs in the bushes, and the kids they have to go and find the Easter eggs, So then they play a bit of soccer, and things like that, Anyway, so I thought I have to make a surprise for this party. Not the first year, but the second year. So I did a bit of practice, this Heino. So I drive up there to the gate, and I found the place where they are. And I park behind the bush a bit, behind the tree, but I could still see that, they could see my car. I opened the car door, front door, and I played the Heino. All the Aussies around, different places, they all, what's this?
Yeah, that was a really good surprise.
Yeah, that was a prize for him. That was a good one, and this one for this birthday that I went there to Dom Polski, that was really good too. And maybe it's better that you not worry about it, that you're not nervous. That cuts you back, But when you've got a bloody full theater with people, and you are the only one sound that comes out of it,
Maybe Ziggy's advice there is good. First drink, the bigger one.
I don't think that will help. That was his opinion, yeah. But I think, he didn't show Ziggy, but I'm sure he was nervous at times too, Because, poor Ziggy, sometimes I feel sorry for him because he had to put up so much shit with the families, He used to go and say, he was teaching accordion players from different Polish. So every Polish family wants accordion. And he was teaching accordions, go from one house to another, make his round and things like that. But then when it comes to, one time there's a semaphore there in hall, when you turn to go over the bridge, on the left-hand side is some workers club or something, it's a hall there, a little bit not very good, but we played there once. There were White Russians with us and all these kids that he used to teach, the one that could play the accordions, And so what happened there, everybody had to play a little bit, We play as a band a bit, and then, and I don't know what happened to one family, Barshnica. Barshnica is their surname. They had son, he died very young, and a daughter playing accordion. And anyway, I don't know what, they've been on the stage playing, but I think he put them away and put somebody else there, and this old man come up on the stage. And he fucking with a fist against his nose. He said, my kids, you're pushing my kids away, So everybody, then the whole could hear it. He was just, Ziggy, come on, come on. He tried to, but a lot of times happened with Ziggy like that because of this, a lot of times. Because what happened with this, I've been to one place especially where he was teaching the accordion. And I was sitting there, I don't know why I went there for, it must have been a reason I want to see Ziggy or whatever, but there in that fucking place where the Copernic is, that way, that area there, poor area, you know. And I was sitting there in the kitchen, and you could hear this young kid with basses. And she says, oh, he's training him on basses again. And when that was finished, the lesson, I'd come in the kitchen, there was vodka, there was bloody hurky, like cucumbers and bloody ham and what you eat as much and drink as much as you want. And then he had in everything. They sort of tried to buy him here with that, you know, so that my kid will be number one.
Right.
That's the old fucking system of families, you know. They just try to buy him, and another house will be the same.
Yeah.
So, but my kid is this, you know. My kid, you know.
Okay.
And the same was with White Russians. You know, with White Russians, Stankiewicz, he was the boss, you know, because he used to make different speakers for them, and they used to hang speakers all around the wall and all that sort of thing, you know. Because they start to play a few dances there and there, but then, you know, one time we had bookings and we didn't agree with Ziggy something in a concert band. We practiced in the old Dom Polski on Torrens Road, their house. That was the first Dom Polski, right around the corner from Woodbury Road there.
Yep.
And there we used to practice for Tatri. Right, beginning of the Tatri, when the old fellow was still teaching them, he lost the leg and he couldn't, you know, but Motrino. And so we decided with this long kid, this fellow, the guy at 50 and his brother, and I think Biggie was a guitarist. I can't remember. Anyway, it was 5 or 6 of us. For some reason, we didn't agree with Ziggy for something. I said, all right, we're not gonna play for Tatri anymore, in a band for Tatri. And we went there when they had the practice in Dom Polski. Everybody was up this little stage, and when the band, us 5 or 6, was sitting back to the chairs. He said, come on, Ziggy, come on. We said, then a bloke come up, our father of the one, he's the lawyer now, one over 60. His father, he couldn't fucking shut up. If he would shut up, maybe it wouldn't happen sometime. Oh, he said, Ziggy, they don't want to play with you anymore. They want to play in this band anymore. And then we have to carry on from there. And what's that? Now we're not going to play because I don't know, something happened, but we didn't agree with it. I didn't agree either, myself. And now we finish, we're not playing anymore. Oh, you don't want to play anymore? All right. So what fucking he did? In the meantime, Mr. Stankiewicz didn't have no bookings, or only 1 or 2 for his band. And of course, next day or so, he had to go and practice with these Titans, with Stankiewicz, their Royal Park. And Stankiewicz was ready to fucking tell Ziggy off, because he don't give any bookings. And when we fucking knocked this back that we're not going to apply for Tatri anymore, he said, all right, I knew what's going to happen. He cancelled all our bookings, and he gave it to Stankiewicz. He went there to Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz was there ready with a fucking bit of paper and all the fucking writing there what he wanted to say. Well, he said, boys, sit down, I got something for you. He said, you got this booking, this booking, this booking. He gave him heaps of fucking bookings, all our bookings. Then Stankiewicz shut up, didn't say anything. And this is the history with Ziggy and all these. He had a lot on his mind, you know, a lot of things, you know, Ziggy, because, as I said, especially with Polish families, try to, you know, oh, you get my kid there, you get my kid there, you know, oh, my boy is good, you know, my boy is good, you know.
There it goes, yeah. I'll play it for you.
All right. Yeah. See, I have to try one note about that to make it the right thing. I might try, I might have a go, you know.
There we go.
There it goes. Yeah, very good.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, sure, it sounds good. Nice to play in the wind with.